Hi, welcome to Student Portfolios using Google Sites. My name is allisonmollica and I work for Lebanon School District. This tutorial, or this is a basic introduction to what the student portfolio looks like for the Lebanon School District students. I want to give you this first glance at an example because the first time students log in, their portfolio is just going to be a series of templated pages with some random text. And so I want to show you what an end product might look like. This is an example of how a portfolio might look populated and without any modifications to style or design. Keep in mind that as students grow with their portfolio, they'll be able to change the color schemes and the layout and really customize it to represent their own personal character. Here is an example of what the home page might look like. This would welcome folks to the portfolio, and the idea is that it will be an overall introduction because each individual grade level will have an introduction as well. So students will learn how to write an introductory paragraph and update it throughout the years. They can add wordles or images or quotes, or this can really become very custom to the students' preferences as they develop. So the idea is that starting from kindergarten on up through 8th grade, the students would develop this academic portfolio. When they enter 9th grade in the Freshman Foundations course, they would then take this academic portfolio and remodify it to promote the grades 9 through 12 courses and competencies and activities and still have these linked in subpages. So to start out, if a student were to have a fully populated portfolio for kindergarten, they might have artifacts of them reading or some drawing artifacts or assessments in here. Each page for each grade level has a home page, so there's a place for a photo and to introduce a student for that particular year. So if you go throughout the years, you can quickly glance at the changes in the student and the way that they present themselves, their likes, their dislikes, etc. So the idea is that each grade has a launch area to highlight that particular year without necessarily a project or an assessment. Okay, so you get the idea. Each individual grade, if you click on the drop down here, will have a series of artifacts. There could be 1, there could be 5, it's really the sky's the limit. The idea is that each page will include an artifact. So I'm going to go to 2nd grade and click on 2nd grade, and this student writes, I get to write a story in PowerPoint using my own ideas and finding images to put with them. I did this all by myself. What did you learn best during this project? I learned that pictures help tell a story. What was the most difficult? Making up the story. The next time, you will ask for help with what? Transitions. And this is an example of how a teacher can pose the questions for reflection. This is a PowerPoint presentation that looks like it was embedded in SlideShare and then embedded in the page. Okay, so that's one example. Let's just go through a series of examples of what you might see in a portfolio. Here is an image file. For Stretch Week, I was in the games group. We learned how to play mini strategies games. Here's a chart I made with all of our scores from Mancala. I used Excel to create the chart and was able to design every one differently so it is more readable and interesting. And again, this student has an opportunity to reflect down here. So this is an insert JPEG. 4th grade, Ronald Reagan Glog. I chose to research Ronald Reagan as one of my All-American Heroes project. For this, I had to research the history of his life and find images and even a video to portray him. I created a glog, a digital poster, to accomplish this task. I think I learned more about Ronald Reagan doing the project this way than simply writing a paper. I feel I have a strong understanding of who he was and what he stood for, as well as his influence on our nation's history. So this is an example of a student created a glog in Glogster and then used embed code to put it into their portfolio. And the neat thing about Glogs is that the videos play within the Glog when you embed it, so that's pretty cool. And there he has his sources, and in this example here, he wrote that he hit creativity, research, and thinking standards, English and social studies, and it was student selected project. So the teacher didn't tell him he had to do a Glog, he just did the Glog, or she just did the Glog. My home poem, 5th grade. So here's an example of a student. I wrote a poem and created a digital story with the dialogue by narrating a series of pictures that represent the theme. I also include audio. All of this was done following the fair use for digital media rules, and my sources are cited, it should say cited, and the fair use statement is on my introductory slide as required. I'm very proud of this project. So that's an example of an uploaded, this person uploaded the video, which is a WMV file, to Google Docs, and then just clicked on Insert Video from Google Docs. This 5th grader put in a math project, highlighted some of the skills they used, described the project. Penguin newsletter report, animal research, did a, looks like a brochure style newsletter report. 6th grade Pi Day project, creating a proof in math and creating a, looks like a slideshow. Let's see what we have for 7th grade. Graphing, brochure, and this is attached as a document, but also viewable online. Click on view. And that's viewing a Word document, so it's very easy to display a Word document online. And then the other great thing about this is that, for example, in 8th grade, the students create a PAC portfolio, Project Adopt a Country, using Google Sites. So all they have to do is link their portfolio to their portfolio. So as you can see, there's a lot of great potential with this, and there will be a series of tutorials that will teach teachers and students how to help students develop this portfolio, and hopefully this introduction gives you a good foundation on where you can take the portfolio with your classroom.